Right into the fucking mic. All right. Cheers, my friend, to no interruptions. Well, at least mechanically. So
I'm guaranteed.
I'm expecting someone to come home. My dogs bark, but
I mean that's the least of our
welcome
issues.
to the 8th episode of the DCPQ.
If that didn't pick up in my headphones, it's all right. They won't be able to hear anything beyond that. Jesus
I don't think anyone's still here. I think they're all gone. I think no one. Everyone's just driving, and if they haven't wrecked, then they turned it off and went somewhere else for a more pleasant evening, and or morning, and or mid-afternoon.
and or morning. God, that scared the shit out of me. You peaked so bad at my headphones.
I might have peaked on my end too. The waveform looks gnarly. It looks like some shit that you'd like to surf.
Yeah,
on that waveform. I like my voice like cracked. I just rolled.
Yeah. God, that scared the shit out of me.
I took power from the vulnerability there. Man, what's going on? We've been talking for about an hour now while you got your little
trying to
setup.
change the setup. Yeah, I went through so much pain, pain and misfortune.
It looks good though.
To literally all I ended up doing was moving it. Like,
yeah. Hey man.
So, yeah.
When we started, Tim was in a closet surrounded by mix match
blankies.
Blankies.
Yeah. I almost went through with it too. I should have.
Yeah, it looks nice. I think your little setup looks
Yeah,
nice.
and as long as the sound is good, then we're
cool golden, dude. This. Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
So
this is the new the setup for the time being. I'm using 2 different devices now to try to mitigate the difficulties here. So
I know we run our mouths a lot about our technical difficulties, but we both use 2012 MacBook Pros, so it's rough for us right now, but soon
very difficult.
We will be
so hopefully.
Yeah, we're getting it all situated. Oh, hey, look, it's my dog.
Yeah, she's
like, what? But,
so yeah, here's the
let
new
me know
setup.
if Gumbo is like snorting too loudly and I can move him. He's just
oh no,
my girlfriend's French Bulldog's over here, so he's an issue when recording audio for sure. Every now and then he'll just be like, ah! And you're like, oh my god. Dude, I've been like trying to record vocals for the band sometimes. It's been like, oh my god, dude. I have to lock him in a different room. And he scratches on the door, which makes noise. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
That's what our cat, I'm sure we might hear at some point. Although I don't know if I fully closed the door, but if a door is closed in the apartment anywhere, she is not okay with it. She will like seek out that door and just be like, I
was just imagining her like running into it with like large objects.
I mean, she starts to like slap it. She does that thing that cats like to do where they keep like slapping it, and doors, if there's any bit of space, they will sit there and like rattle. Yeah.
Does she do that thing where like they stick their entire arms under the door?
She's tried, but I don't think she can.
That's my favorite thing.
I don't think she can fit it under this, but sometimes to mess with her, we'll like go into like the closet and just like start to like put something under the door so she will start to attack. But no, she's just obnoxious. Austin was trying to do like a Zoom call for like a job thing earlier.
Oh no!
And of course, the one moment that I'm like, I need to go use the bathroom, so I was in the bathroom and I just hear the cat. In that, like, span of time, just go up to the door. I heard her howling at the door, and I'm just like, shit, I can't.
Austin opens door. She sees you. She's like, really, right now? You're doing this right now? And you're like, no,
it's not like that.
It wasn't me. No, yeah, I'll go to my girlfriend's apartment, and every now and then there's like complications with her bathroom. I don't know. It's like they never knew to get her toilet fixed. That's a different story. But I'll use her roommate's bathroom, who has 2 cats, one named Kit, one named Cat. And they're both like really skinny. One's like completely black with like white paws, and then one's like black with like that like weird like orange brindle. Anyways, you'll go in there, you'll pop a squat, you'll look down, and under the door will just be 4 arms, just like Just like dig, 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 and you're like, oh my god, so
they're coming.
So of course you like poke the paws and they just like slurp out. It's like a giant squid, like just
just holes in the door.
The issues I've never seen the cats on the other side doing. I want to know what they look like. Are their faces just like against the door while they're just like reaching in, or is it? I don't know. But so cats are fucking stupid. So
yeah. So the cat we have is
deranged.
Austin's a little bit. She's not too bad, but she has her moments for sure. But
possessed.
Yeah, one of those. But she was Austin's grandparents. Well, when Austin lived with her grandparents, it was like their cat that just kind of wandered up to the door when she was like, this big, and so they've had her. She's 14 years old and like does not seem like an old cat.
Yeah, but she really doesn't.
But so the reason we have her is because like her grandparents moved, and so they're like, we don't know if we can take care of this cat anymore, and she was already kind of like having problems and stuff. But I think a lot of that issue was so a while back when Austin was working on the island, she drove home one time, and she got home, and we were walking by the car, or we were like leaving. We were walking by the car, and we heard a meow, and we're like, okay. So we started looking for this cat, and it was like this little kitten meowing, and we're like, what the fuck? And come to find out that the cat was in the car, like in the hood of the car. We assumed that she had been in there. Like we assumed she had been in there while the car was like in operation.
It
like,
happens.
When
was
we
it
drive.
Cold? Was this a cold time of year?
I don't think so. I don't remember.
Cats do that sometimes.
But yeah, the cat went up in there and was in a spot that like apparently just didn't, and which is just a harrowing thing to think about. But no, the cat was fine, and so we're like, oh my god, we can't get this cat out. How do you get a cat out of the hood of a car, or how to like in? And so we're freaking out, and eventually, I don't remember how it happened, but eventually it came out. It was a little kitten, and so they fostered it, and it is now with her grandparents. So like, so we got the cat, and then they have the cat. I don't think they got along or something. That might have been part of the issue.
That's interesting.
That cat's been growing up, and like her and her grandpa will send pictures back and forth with the cat.
What a strange turn of events,
right? They named the cat Tinkerbell, and it hurts my soul, but that is the ugliest cat. You'll send pictures and it looks like the perfect like triangle face. It's like a very just not attractive, very lanky, just like apparently very just like weird cat. But yeah, no, it just makes me laugh.
Yeah, I'll never own cats again. So
I mean, I really love cats. I think I will love to have cats in the future. I want like a cat. I want a Maine Coon really bad.
Yeah.
I just want a giant ass fluffy cat that'll
be your overlord.
Yeah. But I also really want dogs just as much. So,
Yeah, I
just in my current like life, I feel like just having a cat would be a lot easier for me. Like, yes, you have to take care of it. You have to, but you don't have to like walk it constantly and stuff.
That's true.
It doesn't care as much if you're gone for long periods of time, or at least, it can kind of like it spends a lot more time. It kind of takes
affection
like
as it desires the affection. Yeah.
So I feel like in that way it's easier. It's just easier to have that if you're going to have an animal.
I don't know, man. Every single person I know that has cats, they just have like the most random issues.
Yeah.
Like girlfriend's cat will straight up pee on her bed randomly or the couch, and cat pee is infinite. Her roommate's cats will do the same thing to. It's really funny. So my roommate Tim, y'all might have seen him on the last podcast. He dates my girlfriend's roommate, which is really convenient. Anyways, apparently, so this issue, like Tori's cat will pee on the bed or the couch, but it's like we don't know why. It's like once every 6 months. And it's
I'm sorry,
awful.
I have to interject here and note that Gimli is just sitting on.
Is he? Hey,
oh wait, is he sitting on her or is she gone?
He's sitting like on her feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just wants to be close to her.
He's so interested in what's going on. It looked like he literally just got up and sat on her face, and I was like,
he'll do it. God. earlier, right before we started, she was growling. I turned around and he was sitting on her, so I had to move him. And she's just like, "Oh my god, dude, get the fuck off me!"
He's just gonna sit there and watch.
He's probably gonna fall asleep.
And now he's just
looking at that. Just wait. He'll start to like fall into the pillow. Just give him a minute. Oh, I've disturbed him. But yeah, like her cats will do this thing where like they won't pee on anything unless you drop it on the floor. So like if you take your shirt off, throw it over the chair, it's safe. You take your shirt off, throw it on the desk, it's safe. You take your shirt off and it's on the floor. They're like it's like within 5 minutes. It's like the cat like. Like, I gotta pee on that.
Oh yes.
You know I have
it's
to do
my
it.
time. You know I gotta do it
for this.
You know I gotta do it to him.
and also they'll randomly chew wires, which might be funny to watch sometimes. But yeah, like a girlfriend's MacBook charger the other day got chewed up. It's like just little things. Cats peeing, cats doing this.
But I mean,
I really like outside cats.
Yeah, well, dogs are just as guilty of that kind of stuff, I feel like.
Yeah,
I mean,
but you can kind of like, well, to be fair, there are definitely dogs that you can't, well, at least I would find it difficult to fix.
Yeah, I'm definitely not trying to make a case for like cats over dogs. It's just like my current situation having a cat has been much easier, I feel like, than having a dog. Granted, I haven't had a dog, so I can't say that, but
yeah,
at least my own dog since exactly.
Like I've had these MFers since they were 8 weeks. Well, he in and out, but her especially. You were here for that.
Oh, I was there. Yeah, I was there for the early days.
For the rough. I mean, it's still kind of like every now and then, but there he goes. Oh, he loves. What a
Sorry
sweet boy.
for the audio listeners, you're missing out on some quality content.
Dude, yeah. If you're listening to this on Spotify, first of all, thank you. We hope you enjoy, even though the visual aspect is not involved.
I was gonna say it's definitely a little different. I feel like. Well, I mean, still, I guess we've always been
YouTube and
sitting
check it out
face to face. Yeah, I guess there's a reason to check it out on YouTube too. But
at the same time, if I was watching on YouTube, I might not even look up at the set. You know, if I were a viewer, I don't think I would watch the whole time.
That's fair.
As much as maybe like when given visual cues, like, oh, look at this dog, then I would look up. So
yeah, that's why
I'm not gonna watch motherfuckers talk for an hour. That's why are you here? Let's be real.
It depends. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just
like
kidding.
I said, I've been still watching like podcasts and stuff. Or I mean, I've been watching them on YouTube. Oddly enough, like I feel like even if you're not, I feel like we've said this multiple times. But even if you're not like sitting there looking at the video the whole time, being able to just kind of glance over and see the visual aspect is kind of cool to me.
Oh, for
At least
sure.
that's how I've been doing it. Like when I'm making food or something, it's like I just have the video over there. I'm listening to it in my like an AirPod, and enjoying the content. But also, it's there if I want to sit down and watch.
It's like a second layer of engagement. You would be fine without it, but it's nice to have.
But it's nice to have both.
I haven't really been watching many podcasts. The only real podcasts I've like, not religiously, but like I've actually been consistent with watching have been the Super Mega Cast, because the boys. And then I actually started watching one with Stone Mountain 64 recently. It's like becoming a streamer, and he just kind of has some streamers come in and talk about their rises to streaming and being successful, which is it's cool.
Yeah,
it's nice. It's almost like being in a band and watching your band talk about their first record or their first.
Oh, for sure.
So,
I just watched an entire interview with I recently, and I just texted you about it today, and I was really into what's his name, Daniel Green on YouTube.
Daniel Green, he's great.
Does a lot of fantasy book like oriented content, and it's wonderful. But I just watched his like hour-long interview with Brandon Sanderson.
Dude,
whom
Brandon's
I have not read, and honestly, watching things like that, I was just like, I really want to read his book.
He's such a good author, and he's such a cool person.
You've been talking about for months and months. So
he is my favorite author right now. So I 100%.
I will definitely hit that. Yeah,
he's
watching that interview absolutely made me like that much more wanted to read his books.
Yeah, I've been watching Daniel since right when he got monetized. So he was still doing it like I don't think he's technically part or full time, but I think maybe he is now.
I think he is now. I think
it's like this year he started like actually, which is awesome. It's always cool to see. I remember when Jared Alonji went full time YouTube, which is like I don't know. It's like imagine this channel.
Yeah.
You know,
being able to just like not have to worry about.
Yeah, I could go turn in my 2 weeks and like or at least semi confidently, you know, leave knowing that I had a shot.
It's just so much
the
more.
Dream.
It'd be such a more fulfilling feeling. I feel.
Yeah, definitely.
But
like
also
less
a lot
consistent,
of pressure.
Yeah, I mean for sure. But like I think I'd kick myself in the ass if I didn't give it a shot. If the opportunity, you know, arose. Mm-hmm. Delivered itself to my front door in the form of a pizza, I would definitely eat the pizza. 110%. Olives, even if they were on there, I would do it. I'd take whatever hits I had to take.
I regret that I really haven't been reading a lot of like fantasy stuff for a long time. I've kind of been back and forth with things lately, but I really want to get back into it. In fact, I have been a little bit, but I've been rereading Lord of the Rings lately, and it's been wonderful.
I'm really excited to do that myself after I finish Wheel of Time.
It's just everything I remember, and like it's just so good.
Well, didn't first of all, hold on. Look at this cute angel.
It just looks like a loaf of.
He is a loaf of dog.
You can't tell that that's a face. It just looks like this thing that just has these like prongs.
Dude, his ears are everything, dude.
Yeah.
I would turn his ears inside out because it's my favorite, but he's sleeping and I don't want to disturb him. Anyways, I was going to say, back to Lord of the Rings. I believe you told me your dad used to read Lord of the Rings to you and your
when
siblings?
We were really little. Yeah, my dad read Lord of the Rings. Which
if I'm ever a dad, I hope that I'm on that.
Oh yeah, and I absolutely will hold that standard. But I mean, that's the reason that I feel like I grew up just being so into that kind of stuff. Is the random side note is now that I can see more of me, I'm further away. I notice how much I'm sitting here like doing shit with my hands.
I've noticed that your screen wobbles. I assume your foot's kicking.
Oh yeah. No,
yeah, there it is. It's like whenever you're driving and the rear view is like, and I'm sitting there like, Tim looks a little wobbly. Yeah.
I was
put some warp stabilizer on that in post and let's see how it handles.
How absolutely fucked it gets. But yeah, no, that's why I love fantasy stuff, and just the whole room just starts like. Yeah, no, I love fantasy stuff, and I regret that I haven't really kept up with a lot of, especially like more contemporary fantasy things. I've always been interested. I literally have like an entire bookshelf of like, well, various things, but a lot of fantasy series that I intend to read, and I just haven't yet. But I figured Lord of the Rings is something that like I've always been interested in, and I've always wanted to like really deep dive into like all the lore and history and everything, because it's been such a big part of my life. Especially with the movies. Like the movies obviously were kind of more so what were great to me because I was young, and
for sure,
visual things like that is a lot easier to consume and appreciate than books, at least books of that magnitude at that age. So the movies will always be, you know, probably my go-to, but the books have just been, it's just been cool to like reread as an adult, because I haven't reread them in like at least a decade. And
I've never read them.
Yeah, definitely worth it.
Yeah,
it's also really cool to see. It's really, you really appreciate the movies more because they are movies. You really start to realize how like good of a job they did with the material and how they kind of streamlined it in a way that it was like easier to consume in a movie format. Because obviously, adaptations will always condense the story. There's always more in the book, which is always important, but it's actually kind of amazing how well they kind of condensed everything and how precise they were with the things they chose when they actually used like literal lines, like word for word from the text. It's such a cool thing to read those lines, like because it's just so ingrained in my head, like the entire
I feel
dialogue
like
those movies
were like a passion baby, just an absolute, just like,
truly.
It was something that Peter Jackson, right? That he just adored, and I felt like, you know, he just, it was love and passion that took that from, you know, just being an adaptation to becoming like something more. It stood alongside the books rather than on top or below it, which is kind of what you want, you know. It
complemented them. It did not like it wasn't meant to do any sort of supplementary.
It didn't pull an Aragon.
Yeah.
Everyone should read Aragon if you're young.
Yeah. Aragon.
Honestly, it's a decent book if you're our age, but Don't watch the movie. Movie bad. Movie real bad.
Yeah, but that can leave and
yeah. I never read the Lord of the Rings.
I feel like they could really do it justice now. Like if they really retried.
Oh, dude,
Aragon, I feel like they should give it another shot.
I mean, like, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the fact that it was a 15, 16, 18-year-old kid at the time. Mm-hmm. Maybe he didn't have control. Maybe he had control and was dumb. I don't know. I think we talked about this last podcast or the one before, but like, I don't know what went wrong, but the casting wasn't the worst thing in the world. Or at least like visually, the cast looked good to me. The acting wasn't very strong. I liked Murtaugh and I liked Brahm. Saphira looked great.
Yeah, Brahm was probably the best casting. I think
he was solid.
Easily,
I thought he was a great.
And, I mean, even Aragon himself, like the person, fine. Like the way he looked, like I could absolutely see
Arya
that.
was a little weak in my opinion.
I don't even remember honestly.
You know who'd make a really good Murtaugh?
Who's that?
Tom Hiddleston. Kind of like that, like
I imagine like Murtaugh a little like younger though. Like I mean,
Tom can look young as shit.
Yeah, that's
actually. Hear me out. Cillian Murphy.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
I can absolutely see that. I'm trying to think what I would
kill that shit.
Who would be a good Aragon nowadays?
A good Aragon. I'm trying to think of like somewhat. I always picture him as like a sandy blonde.
Yeah.
Granted, you can change hair colors, but
I'd say somebody like Timothée Chalamet, but
honestly, like Zac Efron wouldn't be that bad.
Interesting.
I was just watching The Greatest Showman the other day, so he's fresh in my mind. Great movie. Also, if you like musicals, if you haven't watched The Greatest Showman, you are fucking missing out.
I really do want to watch that.
You've never seen it?
No, I haven't.
It's fantastic.
I really want to rewatch and like watch in its entirety and give it the right like kind of attention is Moulin Rouge. My sister watched that and seemed to really enjoy it. As far as I remember, she loved that.
You got to sit down and like digest that shit, dude. It's a lot.
Bumping the desk. But yeah, no, and that's why like I feel like I've seen pretty much the whole thing, but it was like passively while she was watching it while I was like doing other things. But I don't actually remember anything about it other than Ewan McGregor's in it, and I love him. So,
have you ever watched Sweeney Todd?
I haven't.
That's really I expected you to because I think Austin's kind of in that realm.
I don't even think she's seen it.
Isn't that's Johnny Depp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Depp. I've seen it like 2 or 3 times. My roommate Kaylee likes to watch it every now and then.
I have not seen it. It's
real good. It's Johnny Depp fucking murders that role. Yeah. Get it? Murders because Sweeney Todd.
That was a good joke, dude. That was really good.
He's a murderer, dude.
That was
dude.
the best thing I think you've ever seen.
I know, dude. God, I don't know what that wants. I don't want to know what that sounds like in actual recording. But
I know, right?
Yeah, no, musicals are great. I gotta be in the mood for them.
Yeah, I feel like they can be done really well. And obviously, I grew up on Disney movies, like the older Disney movies and stuff. That you cannot get through a Disney movie without there being a musical.
Well,
musical
on
numbers.
On that note, I actually did just get through a Disney movie without a musical. I watched the new Mulan.
Oh,
it was very good. This is going to be a spoiler-free zone for you and for anyone watching. And
is it different I just don't from like the plot of
extremely different? Well, yes, yes and no. You had to make a few changes. I haven't done the research, so I don't want to say they did this for this reason and just come across as some idiot. They made some decisions. They moved around some characters. You've probably heard there's no Mushu. There's a character named Cricket he's like, I'm lucky, so my friends call me Cricket. And I'm like, the fuck is this? Cricket's lit though. But the movie overall, my biggest complaint with it was that, in my opinion, if I had never seen the original Mulan, I think I would have been a little lost. It felt very much like you needed that.
Interesting. That background, that context.
Yeah, like to kind of like see what they were doing, because like it was very fast paced. It's only like an hour and a half. And for like a live action with like actual death and stuff, it's It's insane. There's no singing. There's no musical. They use some of, I really like the medleys they used, like, like the scene in Mulan where they roll up on the burned village. They kind of like will use that same soundtrack, but in like a newer, more realized.
So let's get down to business.
No.
Defeat the Huns.
The Huns aren't even a part of this movie. It's called the Rorans. It's like, it looks like the Huns. Actually, the guy they cast as what's his name?
Genghis Khan.
Genghis, is it?
Genghis Khan, yeah.
No,
maybe
it's
not.
Shao Li. Sham Yu? I don't know. Sham Wow. So the sword of Sham Wow wasn't even in this movie. They did a really cool thing with the hawk. Remember, he has like his own, like the hawk is a big part of the original. That plays a really cool role in this movie. I don't know. It was great. It was like for different reasons. Like she left home for the same reasons, but like, I don't know. It was a lot. It was crazy.
I also feel like maybe you could appreciate it just simply because if you hadn't seen the original Mulan, maybe
that's also.
I feel like a lot of people that have that context don't enjoy certain aspects because it's their base. They just even subconsciously are comparing it to the first Mulan.
The casting was beautiful. I'm really happy Disney did not whitewash it. Yeah. I honestly, like, while watching it, like, it was all in English. And that's really cool, I guess. Probably a bigger audience, but at the same time, I was like, I mean, granted, I am a avid watcher of anime. I watch How I Met Your Mother with subtitles on.
Yeah.
Like, I just like having subtitles.
Will always stay on.
Yeah.
Always.
I think our generation likes subtitles a lot, but I would have been very happy if they had done this whole movie in like legitimate
the actual language.
Chinese. I would have loved that. I think honestly, it might have been better. It might have sounded better. It's almost like whenever you watch a dub. If you watch dubs, I'm not going to hate you too much, but you're dumb. And there's a few dubs that are good, but like,
I feel like you're kind of missing out. The only thing that I will lift the dub over the sub is Full Metal Alchemist. That's it.
Exactly. Full Metal. Everything else, you can watch some old school Yu-Gi-Oh maybe because Yami's voice is funny, but like,
Yugi,
I summon Blue Eyes Black fuck dragon.
Somehow I don't feel like that. That's what they said.
That was literally his number one go-to card. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But yeah, so overall, I gave the movie a solid 8 out of 10 for what it was. Nice. I thought that different adaptations, like I liked the Beauty and the Beast adaptation a lot. I thought that was great. But they went a completely different route with this one. And it was just like, I don't know, sometimes it was too fast paced. Like there'd be a situation and a character would be like, I very much feel this way. And then like 5 minutes later, he's like, I have changed my mind completely. Let's go that way, like you said. And I'm like, what? What?
Have some conviction, man.
Yeah, right. It was fun. I enjoyed it. There was some flippy floppy motherfuckers in there. But the guy they had cast to be the bad guy was so good. Like, so good. I loved him. Everything's great. Mulan's great. Her dad's great. Her boy toy dude. Boy is cool. They also kind of like crossed that line that you don't really think about in the original Mulan, where like is it Ling? No, Ling. The captain.
I thought she was Ling.
She's Ping.
Oh, Ping. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Right. I don't remember his name is, but he's
pardon our sheer like ignorance for this kind of thing.
Yeah, I know. I literally just watched the live action, and then immediately after we watched the original, and I'm still getting my names fucking wrong.
Yeah.
All I can think of is Chin Po because he's my homie, but and Yao, but
Yao.
No, Ling is the skinny guy. Ling, damn it, I don't remember what his name is, but anyways, the captain that she falls in love with at the end of the movie. But like, there's kind of like that like gray line that when you're a kid you don't think about, but like he's kind of like
attracted
feeling
to
her to the boy Mulan, which is really cool. But like they definitely explore that a little more in this movie. They don't really like talk about it, but like at the same time, he's almost like making moves when she is still in that form. So like that was cool. I liked that.
Yeah.
I just like a little more, openness, and I like them trying new things like that. But
well, yeah, especially with like a a movie for younger audiences. I feel like that's important.
It also very much felt like it was aimed at our generation, as well as like trying to aim lower, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, but also we're the generation that would appreciate that because that's
it's just like those Disney movies where like for the first half of the Disney movie, there's like no death. It's very, very, you know,
and
funny.
Then they shoot Bambi's.
And then there's just like straight up arrows in someone's chest. And, like, and I'm like, oh my God, holy shit. Yeah, so it was cool. Also, I love those like old school like samurai film special effects where like they put you on wires and you just like run.
Oh yeah.
And but you're like running like really fast, but like kind of in the air. I don't know. That shit.
Yeah.
I've always loved that. The Rurouni Kenshin films, if you haven't seen those yet, you need to. They're so good.
Didn't we try to watch those? And we've tried to watch those like on multiple occasions, or at least
I have
tried
them
to,
on
like,
a flash drive right now.
Yeah, you've tried to
legally
like make me you've tried to make me watch them with you like multiple times, and something always happens where
we need to.
Do not. Yeah, so I have not seen. I don't think I've seen any of them.
I'll give you the flash drive, but I'd like to watch them with you. But I mean, if nothing else, you can see them and let me know what you think. They're goofy. They're fun.
I need to watch some more movies lately.
Did you ever like read or watch Rurouni Kenshin when you were a kid?
It was a little older. I watched the show a little bit, and because of like the older style, I don't think I was as into it. But
it kind of like was up there with like Inuyasha for me. Like I never finished them.
I usually would
them, but
default to something like that. I think that was also when I was super into like Naruto and those kinds. Like I'd rather watch this show.
That's true. Yeah, Naruto.
And I still haven't really caught up on any of those. So that's I'm a fraud. That's really all there is to it.
Nah, man, you don't watch dubs, so you're fine.
That's okay. Fair enough.
If you watch dubs, I don't trust you. That's just how it is.
We will fight.
I think there was a friend once that I was talking to at work. He was like me, and it was like a new guy, and then my friend. We were all talking about. He's like, "Yeah, man, I love anime." Blah blah blah. We're like, "Oh, cool." And we're like, "Yeah." So what have you watched this year? And like, what did you like? He's like, "Yeah, I just really didn't like the English voice actor." And we were both like, "But why would you watch it in English?" And he's like, "What are you talking about? Are you some of those fucking what do you call this? Those fucking sub freaks?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Are you talking down to me?
Yeah, I don't.
You are superior.
Like you're
superior.
So kill him. Fuck.
Got him.
I'm so sorry, everyone watching this. But
yeah, we probably just peaked really bad. Sorry.
We're just kind of going down the movie flow, which was a question people asked us on Instagram.
True, yeah, and we should address that. Yeah, thank you for the responses to that. That has actually been very nice. And very like heartwarming to see that people and so many like even if you didn't have questions, all the people that were being just so like nice,
sweet boys and girls.
Yeah, that was a very cool thing. So we appreciate that, and
Absolutely.
we'll probably do that more often. Honestly, like I mean, obviously not every time. I don't think because I don't want to.
I used to do more polls like that before. We're
definitely
definitely
with the podcast. I feel like we could absolutely start doing question oriented things.
We need these questions.
Yeah, truly.
I mean, like, I used to ask, like, what would you like us to talk about while we're playing this video game? But now I'm like, we are literally doing nothing. Please help us with subjects. So.
Help us make content. Because we can't
do
it
our
ourselves,
jobs
I guess.
for us.
Yeah, please.
I've been really reaching out and like trying to reestablish connections with some. You probably saw the Instagram today. So Tim and I both run Instagram. I dominantly do though, but we both get like notifications.
You say we run Instagram. I do. I see things on Instagram. I do not do any.
You'll be like, "Hey man, did you see this?" Sometimes, and I'll be like, "Oh shit, no, I didn't. Thanks, man."
Yeah.
So but yeah, like I'm trying to like reach out to people that we used to talk to and have like even small relationships with since the quarantine hiatus of ours. I'm trying to let you know. So if you guys ever want to reach out, chat with us. I can't always chat a ton, but we like
sorry for me being so absent.
No, you're fine. I mean, I know it's getting repetitive, but I think the streaming will be really good for us. I think that like the idea of or the concept of having like even like 3 people chilling in your chat box while you're playing would be just fun.
Able to actively engage with people as things are happening.
It just sounds like everything that we would like to do. It sounds a little intimidating, to be real, but
oh, for sure.
Yeah, we're we're going down that path. So if we used to talk to us, please feel free to reach out again. I know we've been quiet and we're sorry, but coming back a little bit at a time.
Get back into it. Yeah. We'll say that. We'll mention that. I feel like every time, we say that in an episode, somebody has to take a shot.
This is becoming more frequent. I mean, we discussed this, but like even today it was like, hey man, you want to do that podcast? I was like, oh shit, yeah, bro, I'm coming.
Oh yeah, dude.
I gotta take this shower, bro. It's like a dog. And then the like 30 minutes of making tea.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm like, I'm gonna be a minute, man. I'm making tea. You're like, it's cool. I'm making tea too. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah, I did not make any before this one because I was changing my my location too many times.
You definitely
trying to set things up, so so I didn't have time to make tea. So,
it's okay.
I just finished my water too, and I'm kind
of and I'm all dry. My mom texted me.
This podcast is over.
No, Tim, don't go.
No.
My mom texted me the other day and was like, "Hey, what were you drinking in podcast 6?" And I'm like, "Well." I think I texted back that too. It's like WAH.
Recall.
Wall. And
wall.
And I was like, I don't know, probably green tea. She's like, oh, okay. That's like it. That's all she said. I was like, thanks for watching. She's like, yeah, I love watching you too. I was like, that's where you left the conversation. Oh, okay. And I was like, just the way parents and older people text sometimes.
Yeah.
My dad's one of those people who uses the 3 periods after literally everything. I'm like, man, that was cool in middle school.
Yeah, I used to do that a lot, but I feel like that's at least better than when people just like send you text, like where they don't complete their idea
like
and they just kind of
keep. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
What was he having? It was a BlackBerry phone, right? Back in the day, dude. Yeah. We had this. Our friend Lane in high school would like pick a random person to fuck with, and then he would just text them a million text messages. This was in 2011 or 2010, so it was even more obnoxious then when you didn't have like an iPhone. Like it was like your little what NV2s or something. You scroll through, and dude, like he would send like over 1,000, like so many messages that your phone would die, and then you would charge it and turn it back on, and then it would die again. Oh my god, dude,
that shit.
He got like some dumbass guy at lunch. He like got this girl to give him his number and then destroyed him. Just absolutely. But then like it was funny because like he destroyed him, killed his phone, and the next day the guy still tried to make moves. The guy still was like, so like, and Lane's like, homie, I am Lane.
Okay.
I am not that girl. I have been very clear.
Round 2, here we go.
Oh my god.
This motherfucker doesn't know what he's about to get into.
Yeah, right. So dense, dude. How thick can you get?
How thick can you get?
Dude, I need to rewatch those movies.
What were some of the other questions? I think I jotted down something.
One was cheese.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to talk about cheese.
I actually have a lot to talk about cheese if you're game to open this package up.
Yeah, okay, all right. Let's talk about fucking cheese. Not fucking cheese, like about cheese.
Well, it depends.
Adjective, not verb.
You're not going to fuck a hard cheddar.
Unless you're about to tell me something.
No, man, that sharp Swiss. No, I actually went out of town the other day with the girl.
Went to town? What?
Several towns. I'll tell you what. We got a bunch of cheeses from the store just because we were like, fuck it. Like our favorite little snack is like some Ritz crackers and then like some cheese and then like some summer sausage.
Classic.
But yeah, so we got like, we got pepper jack, Monterey Jack. We did not get Gouda. We got brie, so some like herbal brie. That was so good. And then
there was a period where like Austin would go out of her way to
Mooster
get brie. Nice.
Brie it's just so soft and happy. Yeah. You're always
she wouldn't like eat it with crackers or anything. She just like would like eat it straight. Which like I mean respect eating cheese like by itself, but like you're really missing out.
Yeah,
on kind of the
tomatoes, make a caprese kind of thing. Like
but
like just enjoy it.
But no, It was good. I would also indulge in the brie, and it was great.
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella. I haven't really been having a ton of like different cheese, I guess. Like
he's like, I'm all about that nacho cheese now.
Yeah, mine's been pretty bland. I've been making a lot of like burritos and tacos and stuff. And so I've been using like a cheese blend for that. But
some Easy Mac.
But I haven't really gone out of my way to get like specific cheeses. Although anytime I am at a grocery store, without fail, if I walk by that, I'm just like, I never get it because especially like if you're going somewhere where cheese is expensive. Like
cheese is very expensive.
Yeah, especially like we've been like going to Publix occasionally, not for like all groceries, but just to grab a few things, and like they have such a great selection of cheese, but they're all like $7.
Yeah, per like cheapest pound or per like half pound like, or whatever.
For like this much cheese. And it's like,
I
could do that, but
yeah,
you are a luxury.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, cheese. All right, so like with cheese, it's great. Like you can portion it out. Like if you're gonna eat like some vegetables and whatever, and have like a little bit of cheese on that plate, you're like, cool. But like for me, and I know for you, I just want to eat all of it. Like if I open
all of it,
this little bit of brie, I'm like, I'm gonna kill this right now.
Oh my god, dude! Me and hummus.
And $7. Oh, I know you and hummus, you motherfucker.
Oh my god, dude!
Who touched my motherfucking hummus?
I cannot. Like I've been eating like specifically like pretzels and hummus lately, and like
pretzels are life. Please tell me you get like the pretzel chips. Oh god, like they're like flat pretzels, like. I don't even know how to describe these beyond pretzel chips because that's pretty much what they are. They're just pretzels, but they're flat and they're delicious. And they're really nice for hummus because you can it's a chip. It's not like a regular pretzel.
I can't say I'm even familiar with that.
What the damn hell, dude?
That's a brand new concept to me.
You're living in 2009. I need you to catch up.
I'm really hoping that me changing position didn't fuck up like the consistency in audio here, but
we'll be fine. You sound like a beautiful, angelic something. He's sideways.
Yeah. I haven't been paying attention to him. When did that even happen?
Dude, I turned around and he just made dead ass eye contact with me, and I was like, I'm sorry, homie.
He's like, fuck yeah, I'm sideways.
Dude, he's so he's moving.
Gomby.
I would die for this fucking dog, dude. He's so sweet.
What a precious little
dude. He's like the best little spoon in the world.
No.
Period. He gets the #1 little spoon award. And I myself am a decent little spoon, but nothing compared to this Chonkus, Honkus, Gombus.
Chonkus, Honkus, Gombus. Wonderful. I didn't even remember what I was saying. I got so distracted by it.
Sorry, something about, oh God, Siri, no. Something about cheese. Something about, no, wait.
Cheese. Oh, no, pretzels.
Pretzels.
Yeah. No, I've just been getting like regular pretzels. I mean, we got pretzel sticks for a bit, which was nice.
Pretzel sticks be hitting.
Yeah, when we were getting a little wild.
You ever get like the big ones, like the really big pretzel sticks?
I haven't for a long time, but yeah, no, I love that.
Get you like a big old, it's like on the seasonal aisle, you can buy like huge blocks of like white chocolate for like $8.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then just like dip it and then just like put it on some parchment paper. Holy fuck, dude.
That's
my mom
dangerous.
used to do that shit all the time. Like every teacher of mine would get like a little cup of that.
That's like the magnum opus of sweet and salty. Like
absolutely.
Like it's such an extreme on both ends, and it just meets together so perfect.
It's the best sweet and salty. It's like Sora and Roxas would have a blast, dude.
I really want to try that sea salt ice cream. I'll be real. When I was little, dude, I was like, sea salt ice cream? That sounds disgusting. And now I'm like, that sounds like amazing. Because like I think
it depends.
Salted caramel and stuff. Like,
in my head, I've always kind of imagined the sea salt ice cream as like a melon sea salt flavor. So it'd be like
the fact that it's blue freaks me out a little bit.
Well, that's why I like the melon. I don't know, some kind of like sweet would have to go into it. But
yeah,
I don't know.
But I don't know. I almost think like sea salt ice cream would be just like a more of a vanilla base, and then with some like saltiness.
Yeah,
to it. That makes more sense. But the fact that it's like a popsicle looking thing.
Dude, I mean, I kind of imagine it like a fudge bar, you know, where it's like basically ice cream. Like,
yeah, I guess
there's no center. I don't know. But
why is it blue?
Bitch, why don't you ask him?
I might. Who made this?
Who's responsible for this?
Explain yourself,
dude. Speaking of salted sea salt, I am actually I'm a sucker for salted caramel. Like.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Same.
dude! Like,
yeah, wonderful.
Like there's like tasty cakes, salted caramel donuts.
Fucking the Ben and Jerry's salted ice. Oh my god, dude!
I fuck with some of that. My mom, it was her birthday on the 7th. I'll put in some applause for eventually. You can put some applause on your side too. That'd be great. I love you, Mom. If you're watching,
I love you.
She got like a 7 or 8 layer caramel cake, and I was like, not okay.
Oh my god!
You see me that? She sent like that picture where it's like the beautiful, just like sliced down. You get all those layers. Oh my god! The last time when we were on tour and we went through Brunswick, Georgia, and we went to Wake Up Coffee, that is what I got. I got a caramel cake slice from the. Oh, dude! Caramel cake is king for me. I used to think red velvet was it. I was wrong. I was so wrong. Caramel cake.
Still very weird about cake. In fact,
same.
So we went to see Austin's grandparents, see her grandma for her 80th birthday, which is fucking wild.
God damn.
We just sat in the driveway. We'd like, it sucked because we couldn't like hug them or anything, which, sounded like, practical thing. It's like, oh, we'll see each other, it'll be nice. We just won't get near each other. We'll sit in the driveway and hang out, talk and stuff. But like, that shit sucks, man.
Yeah, it does.
Like, it hurts. It just feels so wrong when you like
especially for like them who like value that kind of
exactly, yeah.
that
but going and like
so
not
much.
being able to like, especially on like a celebration, like a birthday or something, and not being able to have that interaction, it just felt off. Like it didn't feel like bad, but it just felt off, and I hated it. But other than that, it was great.
Other than that, I had a great time. 10 out of 10. Would do again.
but like her other family that was there, they had a cake for her because they are with them. So like we are separate from them, so they can kind of be closer together. But we,
for sure, yeah, you get different kind of like, almost like homes of people.
Exactly. Yeah. So we I had cake for the first time, and like I don't remember the last time I had cake, but it was all right.
What kind of cake was it, Tim? Paint me a word picture.
It was just a regular like vanilla cake.
Fucking, this is the worst word picture in the history.
It was
of
literally
word
had
pictures.
like blue and white frosting.
Is anyone else getting this? Is anyone else picking up what he's putting down?
I'm a master of wordplay.
He's like, it was really a cake with blue and white icing. That's what it was like.
It's funny we talk about this because like I literally dream of like writing a book. I'm better at the written word.
And the dwarf was short and hairy. And he ate his stew.
Future best-selling author right here.
You're going to cite this podcast when you eventually break through and release a book.
No, but that's always been a dream of mine. It's not something I've dedicated a lot of time to, for sure. But it's something that I think if I could do anything, even if it's not like anything big, I would love to write. Ideally, like a fantasy novel, because that's just what I feel like I could bring the most to, and what I feel like I could understand. But I
feel like that'd be a good place to start because it kind of gives you like a freedom of sorts.
Yeah.
Where and then if you ever wanted to write more of a
just like regular fiction and
kind of, I just think you could, that's I've always imagined you as a fantasy person, so
especially with like my kind of diving back into books a lot more lately and reading that kind of stuff has really rekindled that desire to just. I've always just wanted to write in general. In fact, like I'm trying to like look into writing as like not like writing novels, but like writing as a career path or something, like for whatever writers do.
Yeah, I always got really good grades using your papers as foundation. So I think you're a fantastic.
Oh, thanks, man.
Beautiful writer, even when I got better grades than you.
Yeah, that's the shit that didn't make any damn sense.
Dude, I'm a master of like, I think I should get into like interior design or some shit. I could probably like take a house worth $300K and sell it to a motherfucker for $400. Like I'm just that kind of guy. Like I dress things up real nice. I don't know. Like I would look at this paper and be like, Tim's a genius. But Tim could have fluffed this a little more. He could have been a little more like just, I don't know, expressive or I don't know. I would like just add a little drama to it. And then the teacher would be like, damn, this boy really landed this punch, dude. Like you sat there and went through the training, got your muscles all up. And then I walked in, I'm like,
why is this something you're proud of?
What? I mean, it's a skill. Like, I mean,
That's
now listen,
fair.
I may not have gotten a good grade because I wrote a good paper, but I got a good grade because my ass was good at something. I didn't learn the skill they were trying to teach me. However, yeah, dude, I remember getting that one class you and I had history in college with was it Wilhelm, and just like getting a paperback, and like you and I mean, even when I wrote my own papers, like I solid B minus or sorry, B plus or A minus. And this motherfucker, it was like a 6-page essay. It just hands it back and there's like 4 pages with X's and then like in bold pencil, unnecessary. And I was like, you son of a bitch. That book you told me to write this paper on was unnecessary. Fuck you,
yeah, right.
dumb bitch.
I
fucking log in how many logs came out this wood. I swear to God. Like,
I think I still have that book, actually. I think that's one of the books on my shelf.
Sorry, that was a random rant that's just in here, you know?
Yeah, that's
in my
that
chest.
you've been carrying in your chest for all these years now.
And it just resurfaced because we segued a little bit. So,
Yeah,
sorry.
Got a little derailed.
Yeah, no, you would, I think you have much potent in the writing field. I mean, dude, there's this guy I work with who, like, I love him to death. He's a sweetie. He's kind of dumb in like a good way, like a kind way. Is that a way to? Is that he's a little?
Just the intensity that
he's
that
not
moment
the sharpest tool in
but it's
the toolbox.
Like okay.
But he's an author. I haven't read his book. I told him. He was like, "Yeah, I'll totally bring you a copy." And he's shown it to me. And like, I know it exists. It's on Kindle. But I was like, I'd rather have a physical copy. I'll pay you for it. He's like,
Nice.
Bet. Never again. He's that kind of sweet dumb, man. He forgets like the book at home that he could sell to me to support his career. He won't bring it. I was like, you're dumb. But anyways, yeah. So if he can write a book, so can you.
All right. Well, that's all the motivation.
He doesn't even read, dude. Like he doesn't. He reads like one book a year. And I was like, homie.
He has a published book.
He has a published book. He doesn't like to read books that much. I cannot make this shit. Oh, I guess I could make this shit up, but
I like part of me. There's part of me that understands to some level, like not necessarily the not liking to read, but as much as like not reading maybe a lot in a certain genre or whatever
picky,
or style.
You know?
Well, but I mean, but like for the sake of trying to keep it like original, at least like not ripping off people like even subconsciously.
Like avoiding, like avoiding things that are similar to what you have.
I can understand it on that end, but even then, like I feel like why would you want to read or why would you want to write something in this kind of genre if you don't like enjoy it yourself or don't like engage with it yourself?
Yeah, he came to me and asked for like a list of books to read, and I gave him a long list, and he got through, like, I'm not even fucking shitting you. He got halfway through the second book of the series. And I said, why did you start there? He's like, I couldn't find the first one. And I looked at him and was like, I'm going to punch you in the throat. Like, he's one of those. Like, can you imagine like going to the store to buy or like first Star Wars movie, and you're like, they don't have episode 1. I'm gonna watch episode 2. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Where do you get off?
I have a confession that...
No, Tim, don't.
No. It was when I was very young. When I was in like elementary school, I read the fourth Harry Potter before I read any of the others. Yeah.
You a dummy.
Yeah, but... And I remember arguing. I remember arguing
absolutely.
with somebody. Somebody's like, "Why would you do that?" Like even at that age, somebody was like, "That's dumb," and I'm like, "Oops."
I don't know. It was a book. I read it.
I obviously went back and started the series over and reread that book, but I don't know why. It's just weird to think about now. Like I don't know what I was thinking. Granted, I was little, so like
I guess you weren't. I don't think you were.
I wasn't thinking. Yeah.
I'm impressed that with that level of intellect, you made it through that book. However,
and now I hope to write something. Yeah,
you did good. I guess.
I like your kind of your growth. curve, but
I'm still worried about you. I'm still gonna write this down.
Your own character development. Yeah, I'm still gonna mark that down.
Write this on my
bring
list
up later.
Yeah,
that's a blackmail
to the
material.
Doctor. Man, we did. Were there other questions?
Were there?
What was that one? It was
there was one I really liked. There was one I really liked. The what video game do you wish existed?
Like video games that don't exist?
I assume so.
Huh.
That's tough, but definitely something that I think I could appreciate, and something I feel like I should have like thought of more, or at least remembered all the things that I've thought of while playing video games.
Yeah, I almost feel like I would choose something like that would take elements from things I like, and like, I don't know, like I was like Frankenstein a game together, so like it technically in some ways does exist, but yeah.
I want, maybe this isn't like my main answer or my ideal thing, but I want a fucking Pokemon like open world game.
Yes,
like open world, like a real
like a
Skyrim kind of like open world type shit.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine? Imagine that.
I remember like we used to talk about that kind of thing when we were kids.
Or a Pokemon MMO would be really cool. Which I feel like there's people that are like fan made things.
Yeah,
like those exist.
Like the Fire Red
like,
one. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's cool, but I feel like I really want like a main, like, because I'm a sheep and a consumer, and I want a AAA version.
I don't understand how that kind of game hasn't happened. The thing is, Pokemon games have become more and more like easy.
Game Freak could make so much money off of that.
Dude,
like,
Game
that
Freak
would
is
literally,
like, I may be wrong, but I believe I heard that they are the most.
Pokemon's like the biggest franchise in the world.
They are the richest gaming franchise there is because of Pokemon. So they don't need the money. Like they have it. They just don't. That's why people were a little annoyed with Sword and Shield like falling flat in some regards. Of like, what the fuck? You have the money. The budget was there. Why is the game not here? I just feel like they would make it too easy. Like Pokemon Go, you know, like you just run into a Rayquaza and you're like, what? But like a real game where like I like to grind. You know, like I play RuneScape where I'm like, oh, I need this amulet. And it's like, that is a 1 in 5,000 drop chance. I will sit there and fucking kill this thing to get this drop. And I would play Pokemon the same way. Like I would be like,
you would love Warcraft.
I just rewatched the last podcast where you got real mad at me. So I'm not even gonna.
I'm still fuming.
Click. Coo. Yeah,
no, but I'm sorry. I kind of
no. You're fine.
Derailed you, but
I would play Pokemon like that. Like I would love a Skyrim open world Pokemon, like you said, but it would need to be like
challenging,
difficult. Like
I mean, just have a difficulty setting or something. I don't know.
Well, no, because like what I mean is like, you know, obviously like different Pokemon are different areas. You know, like this one's mountainous and rainy. This one's like this. But like, you know, so maybe involve the game with, or like different level tiers can go into
like
different places.
And stuff.
Yeah, but like, you know, you're not going to run into an ultra rare often. I would say like, you know, like you very uncommonly run into something like that. Like a fucking what do you call it? Like a Larvitar? Like a Larvitar? I would fucking love that. But I don't want it to just be like a thing that everyone has. Like, oh, everyone has Tyranitar. I'm like, fuck that.
Yes
no,
and no. But I
think
that they could really do something with the I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, like if you watch the show or anything, like where there's Pokemon that are like hard to get in the games or like not as common, but they'll be like in the background, or like Ash will be walking through a cave and it's like there's some Larvitar just running across. Like, so there's probably a lot of them living in that cave. But I mean, but that also kind of levels it to some degree, and maybe certain Pokemon that aren't rare in the games previously are now kind of more rare just based on their location and stuff.
Yeah.
I just think that'd be a really cool thing that they could finally like really dial in that like regional kind of thing, which is what I kind of hoped Pokemon Go would be more of, which is simultaneously cool and frustrating because like, especially right now, like I replayed Pokemon Go for a little bit, but I literally was going on walks around like the lake outside my apartment, and it's like I don't really go anywhere to get these things. So it's like I mean, I'm very limited in that regard. So, and even then, like, I know they do have regional ones, like Pokemon, and especially Pokemon, you can only get like in maybe different country or something. But I feel like it's not as realistic or as like I don't know, like terrain based as I would hope.
I think it's a third party company that did it. I don't think it's actually
Yeah, but I mean, just that concept, I thought that was really cool. But like that would be such a cool thing to be in like an open world. Like I guess technically the Pokemon games are open world, but they're following like a linear kind of thing. Like yes, you can travel all over, but only after certain points of progression or something like that. But
also just a different kind of like gameplay style, like actually walking around as a person.
I just don't understand why they haven't done something like that, because like I said, they could literally make so much money off of that alone, which I'm not like trying to campaign it as you will make money for this, but like
so difficult. I
think of a game like Skyrim. It's like Skyrim's still popular. It's still being remade, to people. It's funny. It's a joke now how often it's being like ported or remade. But that's such a like open worlds and MMOs are, well, maybe not MMOs as much, but open world games are like
Pokemon MMO on that scale would be really cool.
Yeah, no, I've recently started really getting into like MMOs and stuff. I just downloaded Guild Wars 2.
Oh no,
it's free. And I played it like shortly after it came out initially, and I played it for a little bit. And but I don't know, I'm not like trying to devote all my time to every MMO ever, because obviously I was playing Warcraft a lot, and I've been playing Final Fantasy pretty consistently the last couple of weeks. But I like that style of gameplay, and I kind of just want to put my fingers in all the different ones.
Dip your toes, dip all 10.
Yeah, see which ones I'm really into, and like how they compare, what I like about certain other ones. Because in fact, like Guild Wars obviously isn't as popular as something like Warcraft. And I read a lot of things, and I also read a lot of like opposing arguments that people are like, oh, Guild Wars is dead. It's like, and a lot of people are like, people say that, but it's really not dead. But I don't know. I don't want to say it's dead, but it definitely does not have the same like longevity that Warcraft will. Like Warcraft, yes, it's been going on for a long time.
I didn't know Guild Wars was a thing still. Yeah. I really didn't know.
Well, there was the first Guild Wars that I played, but I don't remember much about it. But Guild Wars 2 apparently was like way different from the first one. And it's just really cool though. Like it's a cool take, and it's different enough from like a game like Warcraft that it really stands alone and has cool elements and things that I really enjoy. For example, there's a much higher emphasis on exploration, which I think for an MMO where you have a ton of different places to explore and like an entire like constantly, like engaging world where like literally everywhere you go, there's like active things happening. But they encourage that kind of thing. Like I always think that in Warcraft, obviously they have like so many quest lines and so many good things going for it, but they don't really like reward you literally going to every piece of that zone. I mean, yes, you get an achievement if you explore the whole area, but that's it. Whereas,
so like Dark Souls, I really think I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, because there's always little.
So I don't know how the worlds compare, but
you don't really pick up items and stuff. It's literally like all through quests and stuff, which is
just
fine
through
for what it
areas.
Is. Kinda, yeah. I mean, it's hard to explain beyond that. I mean, you're doing quests and actively engaging with most of the area, but you're not like, unless you really care about or like the visual elements of this place, you're not really trying to just like wander around and just kind of like, oh, that's cool, I'm gonna go explore this area. There's not really a whole lot of like incentive to do that beyond.
They have
just
like random monsters
area.
Around, I guess. Like I'm thinking of like Breath of the Wild now. Like it's kind of like that exploration of Breath of the Wild's fun.
Yeah, well, in Warcraft they have like later on in some of the later expansions they have like world bosses that you can go that are completely optional. That'll drop like decent gear for that, like whatever level you're at that point. So I mean that's cool. They definitely. I mean I'm not trying to. But the thing of it, like their level design is wonderful. Like all their zones are like great. I love the visual elements. A lot of people aren't. I didn't realize there was such a weird hate for like how cartoony Warcraft is, but like
people just yeah.
I don't need it to look jackasses. Like realistic.
I play RuneScape, dude. I don't need anything.
Exactly, but I love that about it. I think it has a charm about it that
it's a charm.
That's Warcraft, like that, and it holds up. Like it's been almost the same for. I mean, they've made like significant improvements, but it hasn't lost that like same kind of feel to it. They've like improved like some of the graphics, like the character designs, like for like an orc. It's
like the
they
pixels
just released,
will be a little sharper.
That they're not as like weird and janky. Like they're actually rounded faces and not just like.
The day when RuneScape got faces. Continue.
I remember it vividly.
I remember.
One of my favorite things about Guild Wars, at least in the little bit that I've played and what I remember, is they have things called I think they're called vistas, and you like literally it's an achievement. It's like you kind of like explore the map and you get all the different points of interest and stuff. But the vistas are like literally like points up on like a hill or something, or like up on like this rock formation that you literally climb to. You have to like climb this thing and get that like vista, that achievement. It's like a thing at the top. So you actually have to like, there are certain places where you actually have to like jump from like platform to platform to get to this thing. And then once you get there, it kind of does like this, like once you get the achievement, you get a little cutscene of like it panning over this whole area or something.
That's nice.
And that's cool. Like that's it's such a simple little thing.
Just achievement diaries rather.
Exactly. But it adds so much. That's the kind of like, that's something I didn't realize was that important to me until I did it. And I'm like, that's actually like really cool. That's a really cool incentive to just do that. And you kind of get that still feeling of completion.
Yeah. I know I'm like super biased towards RuneScape, but they have like a really borderline, no, actually extremely over the top achievement diary system. Mm-hmm. So many just like cook a pie in this building while wearing this thing and then like travel here, and like you kind of get the same experience where like you explore way more than you would normally. Do they reward you beyond this is random, but do they like reward you beyond just like a cutscene? Like, do you get like an actual like item that's beneficial in some small way?
Not for doing that specifically, but you get
like overall.
Yeah, but like if you get all of the vistas in a certain area, as well as everything else, like you have like the different things. You do all the quests in this area, you do all the points of interest, you do all the vistas, etc. Then you will get like an achievement or like a reward for that.
That's cool.
For completing it.
Yeah.
Like that area versus,
like Varrock, if you go to like, if you do all of the achievements and do all the quests in Varrock, you can get like Varrock armor, and it's like super helpful. Like, it's just things like for every 5 steel bars you smith, like you'll get a 7 instead, and things like that, like little things that I'm like, like, is it really worth it?
I
don't know.
Like that. Yeah. Well, and I think
nice.
that there's
goals.
Really a balance with that. It's like for me, that's not really much of an incentive like in RuneScape or something.
Yeah.
But that's just personal preference. I think that's cool, and I think that having that for the players that enjoy doing that thing is fantastic. But no, Guild Wars is great. I just discovered, and I texted you about it. I did not know there was a Lord of the Rings MMO.
I don't know if I can. What is it? 2007? You said?
Well, it came out in 2007,
bro.
But it's like, but it's they've kept up with it. I mean, they haven't like updated the graphics.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they haven't updated a lot of like the graphic elements, which sounds kind of. But
I mean,
I looked up a little bit.
It's definitely plays well.
It's definitely a little dated, but it does look like it plays well. I haven't touched it yet. I've only watched a couple of videos about gameplay and stuff. But like I've watched videos that are like it still kind of holds up. And if you're like a Warcraft, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, Tolkien fan in general, it's just a really engaging experience because it's like told in tandem with like the Lord of the Rings story.
Well, that's cool.
So like while the Fellowship is doing their thing, you're like working over here doing other things. Do
you actually get like the story told to you? Or is it
kind
of like you kind of come into this like already knowing?
I'm sure there's an element to your like it's assumed that you know the story, or at least that you know most of it. But it just gives you a whole lot more of the world, working with like especially while it's happening with the actual like Fellowship and everything. So I thought that was really cool and definitely something I want to try. Which is also apparently it's free. I think like you may have to pay for like the most recent expansions, which just came out like they put out an expansion for this game like I don't know last year or something. Which was what exactly?
I never heard of this.
Exactly. That's what I was surprised. Which again, I haven't tried it. I don't know if it holds up. I just love Lord of the Rings and I'm a big Tolkien fan. So like,
I mean, if it's a free trial, why not?
And I like MMOs, so like I can't imagine that I will not enjoy this to some degree.
Yeah, this guy that my brother's friends with told me about some old school like Star Wars MMO. I don't remember what it's called. I don't think it's
Knights of the Old Republic.
I don't know if it's that one. I think it's something else.
Or it might just be the Old Republic or something.
It's something old. He was talking about how like when you make a character, if I remember correctly, when you made a character, I think it was like specific to your email address or something, so you couldn't just like spam without having to make like a bunch of email addresses. It was almost like getting a shiny Pokemon. Like you could you randomly could be a Force user. Otherwise, you were just a normal character. And and like, you know, you could kind of choose your role, whether or not you wanted to go good guy, bad guy route. You could kind of choose your like, oh, I'm a bounty hunter, or oh, I'm a trader, or oh, I'm this. And like bounty hunters, like you could do things with your Force abilities, but you had to like completely learn under the table. Like if you were in public and you used a Jedi mind trick on an NPC, you did something like that, and someone saw it, they could report you, and a bounty could be put on you, and then players would start fucking showing up to hunt your ass. That's and I'm wild. Like, I doubt it was as cool as that, like, you know, in the game. But if that was done well, and like, you know, a modern game, that would be so cool.
That is really cool.
It's like I
remember hearing
like
so much about that game and being so confused as to like it's hard to believe that like something like that existed.
Like a living game almost.
Yeah, that something like that existed back then. Like
exactly. Like that was back when we were going to like Blockbuster, and like I'm pretty sure I saw it or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it just, I don't know. That concept's cool. I'm always scared of games that are like super community driven, because it's like when the community isn't feeling it, or like people are busy, like does it just kind of not is it not as fun? I don't know, but overall
you definitely see a lot of that with especially something as long running as Warcraft is. Like a lot of people hated this last expansion. I don't really have much to say about it because I literally just got my first max character like this
because I am still Froob. I am Froob boy.
Exactly. No, I'm still very much a noob to it, so like I've just enjoyed the experience, but I'm curious. I'm
just
probably
happy
just
to
gonna
be
wait
here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna wait till Shadowlands comes out and kind of really try to hop on and see what it's all about.
I think I might try that too. I know I keep saying it. I think I'm gonna do it. Oh, I downloaded Spellbreak and I played Spellbreak on the Switch. It was fun.
Played together sometime.
We should. I'm actually I'm either gonna download it tonight or tomorrow on the PC, but I only had to play like 3 rounds before I left my Switch charger at home, unfortunately. So, but dude,
Gombus.
I mean, I assume it was bots, but I was wrecking.
Oh yeah, I remember the first round I played, I was like, "There's no way I'm this good." Like, there's no way, because I got like 4 or 5 kills. I think
some are bots. I think some are.
I'm not sure. I mean, I imagine it's. I think at the very least they pair you with people that is also their very first match.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like maybe if you play games like this, then you pick up on it a lot easier, so you do better. Versus people who are just hopping on. But I guess
like I got destroyed. Like I remember going through on my second playthrough, and like as you said, I've played games that are similar. I kind of got a gist for the controls. I wasn't like super confident, but like I could handle it, and I would run into conflicts and like destroy people. And then I got like 3rd place because literally this dude rolled up and just murked me, like outplayed me, outsmarted me. It was like going up against someone who'd been playing the game for a long time. And that was like my second, which like I was fine with. I mean, I have to learn, but I don't know. It was fun. Spellbreak. If you guys are looking for a new game, it's free. You're wizards. You have powers.
You're a wizard.
It's battle royale. You're a wizard, Harry. And
we've been talking about that a lot.
Yeah. We'll stream it. I think it'll be fun to stream for sure.
Yeah.
For absolute sure.
Yeah.
We will do that. So.
To come back full circle, was there any other like video game you wish existed? Obviously, I'm a big fan of open worlds.
Yeah.
Just because some like my favorite games have been that. I'm more of like an Oblivion person than like a Skyrim person. Not that I guess that doesn't really have a whole lot of relevance, but like I don't know. Lately, I feel like, especially with a lot of like the more exclusive games that I've seen coming out, like for like PlayStation and stuff, they all look and probably play amazing. I haven't played a ton of them because I like more open world games that have more of more of a choice based kind of thing, like Elder Scrolls, where you like everything about yourself you're kind of doing, and there is a narrative, but it's not so like forced on you. And I haven't played most of these games lately, so I can't say that for sure. But there was just so much more incentive to like go other places and do like not the main storyline. Like you literally, I think I've done the main story of Oblivion one time, and I think same with Skyrim. I think I did the main story one time.
Jeez.
Because I always did the other things, and I like literally played that game so much, both of those games so much. But it just seems like lately there's definitely like a lot of emphasis on open world, but I feel like it's still
you have to do it well. You have to do it really, really well.
But I feel like it's still very much based on more of like that narrative, and like, yes, you have customization options and stuff, but you're really just kind of there for the story, which I appreciate. I love stories, and I think that's important. Like,
are you saying you like side stories, or you just like the options to do your own thing?
I think me personally, when I'm playing a game, or at least I want to see this again sometime, is to really have that freedom to do like whatever. When I was playing Oblivion, I truly felt like there was nothing I couldn't do, obviously within bounds, but like it was such a feeling of freedom, and there was always something there to like engage with. Like, it wasn't like a freedom like, I don't feel like doing this, so I'm just gonna run off into the woods and do nothing. Like and the game wasn't meant to do that or something, and like, so okay, that was cool for 5 minutes, but now there's nothing there.
I'm just running around.
It just felt like it felt like with Oblivion, like I could literally just run off into the woods, and I would run up on like a dude's house, and he's like, oh, hey, here's a quest or something, or hey,
you're like, hell yeah,
blah, blah, blah. And it's just that, and obviously, you know, it's probably not as intense as that feels, but when I was younger playing this, like, that was so cool to me.
The Witcher's kind of like that, right? The Witcher, the newer one?
Yeah, kind of. And I'm probably not doing a lot of like these games justice. So it's hard to say that for sure. But like, even The Witcher, like, yes, you could change different clothes and stuff about yourself, and I hear people say that it's kind of like the epitome of like one of the best open world games, and I'm sure it is, but it still didn't feel like it just felt like I was kind of this
on
character, you know. Yeah, it felt like
you're the Witcher. You're not some random thing you made.
Geralt or Geralt?
Geralt, I think. Geralt.
I'm Geralt. I'm not my own character doing
Geralt. Sorry, continue.
So it's harder for me. I mean, I love those games, and I think they're important, and I think that they very much resonate. And those arguably are the best stories. Like God of War, for example, perfect example. Where
you're 100% on a path in that game.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's great. And people are saying, you know, I haven't finished the game. I've only played a little bit of it. And everybody's like, that's like one of my favorite games in the world because of just how wonderful the story is, how engaging the combat is. And
that's the type of game it is.
Yeah.
So
I guess that maybe that's not fair for like open world, but it just seems like that's what a lot of the bigger games are nowadays. It's like that narrative arc where you are controlling, you can like change your outfit and stuff. You can customize these things, but you are a character on this path. And like, that's great. But I feel like I want something where I like literally am in complete control, or I have complete freedom of like what I'm doing. And there's content there to meet me at those steps of like, and I guess.
So Skyrim. I'm just kidding.
I mean,
I'm just messing with you.
But the thing about Skyrim, and maybe it's just because I liked Oblivion better, is like, I think the nostalgia and just growing up with that really played a big role. Like, a lot of people's favorite game is Skyrim because that was their experience with that game because I didn't play Oblivion, and I think that's great. So I guess I would love to have something like that, and I guess I don't know what the specifics would be at this time. I haven't really thought of it too much, but I just love that kind of thing. So I want another game that is truly just that like open world sandbox kind of feeling. And maybe that's why I've been so into MMOs lately, is because I think
MMOs are kind of in that realm, I guess.
They don't give you so much freedom. You're definitely like within the confines of like a certain battle mechanic or something, but I don't know.
A lot of MMOs you can kind of just go off and you can play the game your whatever way you want, you know, a lot of times, which is nice.
But you're very much, it very much emphasizes like you choose your race, you choose all this stuff. Yeah. It's like you are very much, this is your character. This is like I guess an expression of you.
Yeah.
Want to get into it. But, and if anyone listening has a game like that, that exists currently, then please God.
Tim's dying over here. He needs some.
I guess I get more stoked on those kinds of games rather than just the open world. I feel like the open world thing used to mean a lot more to me than it does now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's one of those. It's a hot keyword to use now. It's just, you know.
But I also love. I mean, Dark Souls was like one of my favorite game series in the world. And I wouldn't say that that's open. I mean, it is open world, I guess, because you can kind of go in whatever direction you want and stuff. And that maybe because they didn't have a narrative arc that they were just like, here's the narrative that you are going to do this. It's like you literally, it doesn't even like, it intentionally withholds the narrative from you that you want to know what the narrative is fast rather than you are just kind of going with it. So maybe that's an element that I'm just kind of appreciating now that I'm thinking about it, that I just kind of passively accepted and didn't really think about prior to this. But maybe I feel like I need to actually sit down and like and
write it
organize my thoughts on these.
Makes a game. Like, holy shit, Tim.
Dude, Deadass would be, I mean, that is comparable. Like making a video game would be comparable to like writing a novel.
Just do
it's essentially the same thing. I mean,
just go write a video game for fucking, what are they called? From Software.
Oh, from
just
Software.
go make a game for them.
That'd be difficult.
Yeah, it'd be extremely difficult.
They don't. I mean, obviously, writing any story is difficult, but you're having to write a story without writing a story.
Yeah, right. How do you do this? I don't know. We're about to see one. Elden Ring's coming out soon, so
true. Yeah, and
Elden Ring has been described as open world, like actual open world. Like you decide where you go and how you do things, and then like I don't know. I guess you're supposed to conquer civilizations. I don't know. I don't think it's going to quite fit your bill here, but
I mean, yeah, I definitely want to try it. I'm definitely open world like fantasy kind of things. Obviously, are immediately appealing as well. Like that are more fantasy based, like medieval fantasy based, I should say, high fantasy stuff. Mm-hmm. That's usually a lot more appealing to me. But I don't know. But then I another favorite that I've had lately is the Divinity games, Divinity 2 more specifically, which is more of like tactical. Those, it's like a tactical RPG, but done in a way that's very, very challenging, but also like just it kind of has some of those elements that I can't really explain. I'm really probably just talking in circles and not really landing on any point here. So.
Oh man, I think you're getting closer every time
Maybe. Every time
you make a pass.
Every pass, I'm that much closer to understanding.
I think this is for you more than it is for us.
Yeah, really. I did not expect to go on this.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this question, and we're in a hole. No, yeah, it's. I feel like my answers would be much more simplified. I don't really know what I want. I enjoy I usually just want more of what I already have, like Dark Souls games. I want to feel that way more. I want to I've beaten them all, so it's like I want to play it again.
I feel like I kind of have I feel like the perfect game for me is probably very difficult to make because I know I just went on a rant about how much I don't want narrative shoved down my throat, or at least I want more freedom of that, but I also want the story like so I feel like there's a fine line somewhere in there that I just need to find, or that just needs to happen upon me. And I feel like beyond like playing Oblivion back in the day, like Oblivion, I've played it recently, like within the last year or two, and it was great. I mean, it was wonderful to replay it, but it definitely, is not the same. It's not the same experience. So I feel like now I'm just waiting for something like that to just like finally find that line in between. And then I will never
play anything else
again after that.
Oh, yeah. I was like, that'll be it. You'd be like,
yeah, pretty much. So maybe I shouldn't find that game. I don't know.
I was about to say, maybe you should just keep looking, Tim. Maybe you should.
Maybe, yeah. The endless search.
But
I mean, then again, maybe I'll play that, and then suddenly my tastes will change, and I'll want something completely different.
I couldn't hear anything you just said. I apologize, but I'm sorry.
It wasn't important.
It wasn't important. Did it just summarize everything you just said? Because I could have very much used that information. Fuck.
No, I mean, it was very
everyone
much
listening to be like, I could hear him fine. Why couldn't you hear him? Because we're using Discord, and Discord fails sometimes. But you look great.
All I said was maybe my taste will change after I find that perfect game. So.
Right, the game that perfectly fits the bill you just described will exist, and at that time you will have changed, and you won't even want it anymore.
Yep.
It'll land in your lap, and you'll be like, "This is okay." I'm on to first person shooters now, so.
I mean, I love me a good first person shooter sometimes, but
I feel that.
Not not my first choice, I suppose.
I feel that.
There have been fantastic games that have done that. BioShock is a prime example of great story with shooter mechanics. But
yeah, I enjoyed BioShock. I still haven't beat it because you left me. But eventually we'll.
I left you. I don't know if you remember. There's a pandemic.
Oh, yeah, but hey, we could stream the end of that one day. That'd be fun.
There we go. Yeah, that'll be.
Oh, we'll do that. We'll finish BioShock on Twitch or wherever we stream. I'm thinking about streaming to Facebook. It's a growing platform on Facebook, and it seems to be pretty easy to get in and get it handled. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, we're about to the hour and a half mark. So.
Oh shit. I was about to ask if I haven't set a timer or anything.
No, you're fine. I've got it on my my audio software. It tells me, which you know what, we cheers before this began, and you know we were hoping we had no technical difficulties. I'm assuming Tim has checked his, and we haven't lost all audio.
Yeah,
it's all
gone.
If you're hearing this, we made it out okay. First time, I think
we say we made it out okay. I assume the video is still working okay.
I couldn't hear anything he just said, so there he goes. There's our first.
There it is. All right, it's all over. It's done. Hopefully the video is okay, but
everything should be fine. It's just Discord cutting in and out every now and then. So whatever you said is probably beautifully captured on your audio device, and I'll listen to this again one day and be like, "Oh, that's what he said. That was nice. What a delight!
What a great quip!
What a witty motherfucker! I love him." But
well, sorry if we didn't get to all the questions. I think we got to all of them.
I think we hit most of them. There weren't that many, but y'all, if you want to give us some more topics to discuss, we would absolutely love that.
That would because then we go on tangents. I guess that's how this whole thing works.
Tangents my favorite part. Like that's the thing is like the first part of the podcast is like the first 15 minutes. I'm like, man, this is like, it's not that it's dragging. It's just that like we don't always have a purpose. But then by like the whole like 30-minute to hour mark, it's just like, boom. I look up and it's an hour. I'm like, oh shit. Mm-hmm. Should probably cut it, but
yeah. Sorry if this episode was too long.
If this pod was too long for you, then get out of here. I don't think they're still here if they think it's too long for them, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So if you're still here, thank you. We really appreciate it.
Speaking of Oblivion, we should absolutely.
If you're still here, leave us a comment in the description. Tell us about any video games you would like to exist. You can write out 18 paragraphs like Tim did, or you can just give me a few words like
we'll absolutely read them.
Pokemon like Battle Royale. You can write that. It's fine. That'd be nuts.
Fun.
But y'all take it easy. I'll be safe. We'll see you next week on the DCPQ.
Tell us if you like the new angle.
I think it looks great on you.
I think you look great.
I think you chose the wrong day to wear like a black shirt in the background. It's fine. It's fine.
I don't know why I'm so much brighter than you. Like, anyway. Bye everybody.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.